you or your child is between the ages of 12 and 16, text Youth 2017 to 555-888 for your chance to win a whitetail hunt in Kansas with Precision Outdoors in 2017.
Previously on Precision Outdoors, here's a quick look back at last week's episode.
We kept on waiting. I took a nap, and pretty soon it was about 7:30, and I was reading my book, and Dad said, "There's a bear coming. Get the gun up."
Got him. Hold the head up. There's that bear. There's a kid with her first bear.
Shot.
Not the biggest thing you'll ever see, but you know what gets the job done? Will be a good eater. Gosh, look at that! Look at that broadhead hole right there. So blessed to get to do this, and I want to thank my dad right behind the camera. When I wasn't here, about 80% of the time, he was baiting for me and doing everything. Dad, thank you so much for everything you're doing, for introducing me to hunting and everything.
This week on Precision Outdoors, we are back chasing black bears here in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. If you watched last week at all, we hit the bait sitting aspect of hunting bears. And this week we're going to run them with dogs. Now, a lot of you are thinking, oh, you're going to run them with a dog. Well, see, most hunters are their own worst enemy. If something's legal, by all means, use it. That's part of hunters' biggest problem. Is they like one way of hunting, but they don't agree with another way. We're all hunters. We all need to stick together, and we all need to use every resource that we have towards hunting. And if you think you're just going to go run a bear with a dog, put it in the tree, go shoot it, that's not the way it works. A good buddy of mine, Seth, and another good buddy, Darren, I mean, they spend 2 months all summer long running their dogs on bears, training them. And this is pretty much a year-round affair. They still set baits up for them, and then they run them with dogs. And these dogs are unreal. I mean, you can literally be driving 40 miles an hour down the road, and these dogs will smell a bear in what they call rigging, and they'll rig it, and they'll start barking. You stop, back up, and sure enough, there's a bear track there. And if there's not a bear track there, come back 20 minutes later, and there will be one there, because there's one in the woods waiting to cross.
As you can see here on Precision Outdoors, as I said before, we're big on the youth hunters. Another one of our bear hunters on this episode was 10-year-old Stuart. He also had a tag grandfathered to him, so he spent his first weekend sitting over bait and he didn't have any luck. They had it back up there the next weekend. They were able to use the dogs and they got a nice one treed for him. He made an awesome shot and got his first bear down on the ground.
Precision Outdoors is brought to you by Total Excavating, Plumber Concrete, K&K Outfitters, Greystone Commercial, Peterson Taxidermy, and Johnson Plumbing. Precision Outdoors is brought to you by Greystone Commercial, the River Valley's premier commercial real estate company serving Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Well, we just let the dogs go here for the first time this morning. We had a bear come in at 1 o'clock and hit the bait. We're hoping that they can straighten it out with all the rain we had and get back on this bear and hopefully find them. He looks like a really good bear on camera, so if they can get this bear going, we'll probably be in good shape. Might have a shooter, so we'll see what happens. When you know it, the first day, it just shut right off. We didn't see a bear. We never even ran one the first day. And I think his hopes were down a little bit, but he stayed positive. And the next morning, we got right back after it and we got on a bear. And here at morning number 3, here up north hunting Wisconsin black bears. We at about 3 o'clock this morning, we had a bear come into the camera and hit the bait. We're hoping, it looks like a shooter on the camera, so we're just pulling in here. We're sitting about 100 yards from where the bait's at, just waiting for shooting, legal shooting light. Then we're gonna bring the dogs in and hopefully they'll take it. Oh yeah.
Nice bear.
You're on it, boy.
He's right here. He's right here.
Well, the bear just crossed the road, so we're in good shape. We got the bear we wanted. Crossed the road, he looks like a definite shooter. So luck has turned. We are probably within an hour of getting a good chance of shooting a bear. So those dogs are just unreal. I mean, that track was almost 4 hours old, and they worked it out, and they're only minutes behind that bear. So it's crazy. They work these dogs all summer and train them from pups, from nothing to this. And those dogs, I mean, they rig the bear. They smell them 4, 5, 6 hours a day. It's unreal. So should be in good shape. This is pretty cool.
Sit down.
Precision Outdoors is brought to you by Total Excavating. Complete excavating serving western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota with commercial projects, roadways, subdivisions, water, and sewer. Precision Outdoors is brought to you by K&K Outfitters. A new breed of outfitters has been born. Experience the best whitetail hunting in the Midwest with their new elite hunting packages.
Boy, Stu.
Well, here we are with Stuart's bear, third morning of dog season. Stuart had put 10 hours in a blind trying to get his first bear, and it just didn't happen, sitting over bait. So he come up with me this weekend to run the dogs and hopefully get on one. And the first morning he wasn't here yet, and we got on a couple bear. We let him go for him, thinking we'd get him that night or the next day, and everything slowed down. It had been raining, and the bears weren't moving. So this morning, about 3 o'clock, the camera dinged off, and we had a picture sent to us of a really nice bear, and I don't think it was this bear. We went in to drop on it, and the dogs took off and come out with this one, and we got him up in a tree. It didn't take real long, probably about 45 minutes. And Stuart got his first bear ever. He's 10 years old. It's his first time ever hunting, and he's been a really good sport. He put a great shot on the bear. One shot, one kill. The bear went right down. It's really rewarding to see the dogs get in on a bear finally after training all summer. These guys train these bear dogs every weekend all summer long, just for take a few kids and a few guys hunting during the season. So we got Mason also with us. He's 5 years old. His dad's one of the guys that has the dogs. He puts a lot of effort into it, and we really appreciate it. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Like I said, a lot of people have a problem with running dogs on bear, but it's legal. All hunters need to stick together. If it's legal, we can do it, and everybody should be for it, because the aspect of dog hunting gets overlooked. You run pheasants with dogs, and you shoot them, and you don't think nothing of it, but you run a bear, and it's a big deal. Well, the whole point of it is to train the dogs. It's just like you train your lab to hunt pheasants. They put all their effort, their whole life, into training these dogs just to do this. And it's remarkable that they'll smell a bear five hours later after across the road, and they can track that bear down and find it. It's pretty cool. And we got friends and family here. Like I said, we got Mason, he's 5, and Stuart's 10. It's first bear ever. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, you're pretty excited, aren't you? Yeah. Pretty cool experience. And Mason's been a part of more bear kills than I have. He's pretty lucky. He's got a dad that takes him hunting all the time, and it's pretty cool.
Also in this episode, my husband Wes finally, after 8 years, was able to draw a bear tag. So he headed up north. He spent, over a course of many weekends, he spent 6 days hunting with the dogs. They finally got one treed that was big enough for him.
Finally, I think you'll believe it was a Wednesday. I just got back from a job in Stillwater, Minnesota that I was working on. And Seth called me and he says, "You got time to run up north?" And I said, "Well, if we get up there right now, that means we have 2 hours to run the bear and get it." And he said, "Get your stuff, let's go." Well, the dogs have been cold trailing for 2 miles already on this bear. So hoping they jump it here pretty soon so we get things going. Or only got a couple hours till dark, so hopefully we can get on this thing and get it treed before we run out of daylight. So we'll see what happens.
This old highway is my home. Baby, I was born to roam. Sometimes I think my blood is mixed with gasoline. Makes my heart.
Well, the dogs already treed the bear. We haven't got in there yet to look at it, but it wasn't a real long chase. But we think it's treed. GPS is showing treed, so get in there and see what we got. Hopefully we got the right one. So on this bear hunt, one of the coolest things about the whole thing was Darren has a 5-year-old son named Mason. Now Mason has been on more bear kills, hunts than probably most people in the state of Wisconsin. This kid has seen it all, and it's pretty cool to see how excited and how into it he gets. He got to see his first bear in a tree when he was 10 weeks old. They took him out, and the excitement he gets, it's like nothing else. I lost my cameraman, so I'm filming myself, so bear with me.
Precision Outdoors is brought to you by Plummer Concrete and Associates, leading the way in the concrete industry, serving western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota in decorative concrete, flat work, poured foundations, and waterproofing and drainage. Closed captioning for Precision Outdoors is brought to you by Peterson Taxidermy, helping memories last a lifetime through the highest quality taxidermy work in the Midwest.
You're gonna kill a bear?
If it's bigger.
Good, Darren?
Good.
Everyone ready?
Yep.
You ready, buddy?
One got loose.
Like a good bear, don't he?
Yeah.
Ready?
Hang on.
Ready, Stuart?
Yep.
Well, we got the bear. The only problem is he's 30 feet in the air, stuck in a branch. So now we're gonna get some tree pegs and go climb it. What do you think, buddy? Yeah? High five? Yeah, you've been on more bear kills than me. I mean, this is just a walk in the park.
So he was supposed to climb up and get this bear down, but he got almost there, and he's like the biggest wimp ever. So he had to back down and luckily Darren, one of the other guys that was hunting with him, was able to get up there and get the bear down for him, save the day.
Well, I chickened out, so now we got Darren up there getting it. I'm afraid of heights past a certain point. Thanks, Darren.
I don't mind climbing the tree. This is all the parts I hate.
Yeah, I know, the blood. I know, I got it all over. Well, here we are with my 2016 Wisconsin bear. It took me 8 years to draw this tag. Finally got it done here. I think we're on our 6th day of hunting. We've been coming up here every weekend. These guys have been running these bears for the last 3 months during training season, and when kill season gets here, those dogs get pretty fired up. They're pretty amazing what they'll do. I mean, they'll cold trail a bear that was 6-7 hours after it came through. And you can drive down the road going 40 miles an hour and they'll rig a bear. They'll smell it in the woods. It's unreal. This bear here, we got cameras that send you the pictures, and at 2 o'clock today, I got a picture sent to us of this bear walking through. So we had a 2-hour drive. We drove as fast as we could to get up here and dropped on it, and it took the dogs about 2.5 miles of cold trail, and finally they jumped the bear. I mean, that bear in about 3 hours covered 2.5 miles before they caught up to it. And once they got it going, it didn't take real long. these bigger bear like this, they usually tree pretty quickly. The smaller ones will run a long ways, sometimes 20 miles, but this one treed pretty quick. I'd like to thank Seth and Darren and everyone in their crew for helping. I'd like to thank Darren's little boy Mason, who's actually been helping quite a bit. He was on all our kills so far this year. We got Stuart his first bear about a week and a half ago. Mason was along for that one too. He did a heck of a job. I think he's 5 years old and he knows more about bear hunting than I do, so it's been a blast. Coming up next week on Precision Outdoor, we got our 2016 Youth Hunt winner, so you won't want to miss next week's episode. Got a lot of fast action, and I know we got some happy hunters, so make sure you tune in next week. You won't be disappointed.